What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another instant reaction video from the Coffee N KOs Crew. It's only Zach and Josh, though, but that's okay. We are going to instant react to another fight announced. Michael Chandler, Charlie Oliveira.
Who called him that again?
Dan Hooker.
That's right.
Dan Hooker. I got brooms that are thicker than him. Oh man. But yes, yeah, because let's just say that the next day that Dan Hooker wasn't feeling so well. But yeah, so huge. This is huge. So obviously this is all in wake of Khabib officially retiring. Dana White could not persuade him to stay. And so Charles Oliveira gets the shot, which I think most of us have been lobbying for Charles Oliveira to get a shot. I mean, 9-fight win streak. I don't care who he's fought. To pile 9 wins. One, he's been in the UFC forever. Like, the dude's still only 31. Like, that's
in that division too.
Yeah. To pile up 9 consecutive wins in that division, and the way that he's done it, I think it's like out of 9 wins, like 7 of them or 8 of them he's gotten bonuses for. I think like 6 or 7 of them are finishes. Like, it's just insane what he's done. And most people are like, well, look at earlier in his career, he struggled. Like, he has been in the UFC since he's been 23, 24 years old. Like, he is now entering his prime at 30 years old, 31, I think he is, something like that. Like, he is a problem. Any other fighter in any other division, if they put on a 9-fight win streak in the UFC, they're fighting for the belt 100%. So for me, no brainer, Charles Oliveira gets the title shot. The one that a lot of people kind of scratching their head at is Michael Chandler, because only 1 fight in the UFC. He did impressive knockout against Dan Hooker. If that knockout didn't happen, if it was a decision or, whatever, I don't think we're talking about Michael Chandler in the title picture. But anyways, Michael Chandler, though, gets the title shot against Charlie Olives.
He cut an amazing promo too. Like, after the fight, it was fantastic. Yeah. I kind of want Chandler to win because I know that the UFC was just waiting for the Khabib. They're like, hey, man, are you done or are you not? I have this tweet ready to go from the ESPN account saying that you retired. I'm going to send it right when you tell me this answer. And I hope Chandler wins and calls him out. Oliveira's good everywhere. Chandler's wrestling. I'd like to see him use it a little bit in the UFC octagon. That's going to be the main question, is the ground game. I could also easily see Oliveira catching Chandler in a submission. Those dudes from Bellator, they hate on Chandler on Twitter and stuff. They'll show videos of him getting knocked out all the time. Was it the Pitbull, Patricio, I think, who knocked him out? You'll see him hate on those. You'll see him get hate from those guys. So I kind of want him to touch that UFC gold so he can rub it in not only their faces, but he's a good guy. He's well-spoken. I have a Mizzou shirt on, but a little biased, I guess, but not really, because Chandler and Oliveira's deserving, like I said. Chandler not as deserving as some people. That can be argued, disputed, but regardless, he might be 155-pound champion, and then I hope he calls out Khabib again. I hope he does it.
I think that the reason why Chandler ended up getting the shot is due to Dustin not wanting to fight for the belt. I think it's very clear that if Dustin wanted to fight for the belt, it would have been Dustin, Charles Oliveira. And then I think that we were seeing Chandler fight someone else, possibly Justin Gaethje. But because which I do like that fight. It's a tough one. I talked a lot of shit about Michael Chandler before he fought Dan Hooker. I mean, I was one of the guys that was, there's no way this man's winning. Like, I mean, one, I was high on Dan Hooker. But two, I mean, let's be honest, the competition in Bellator is not comparable to the UFC. I mean, there are some fighters in Bellator like Michael Chandler that are good and could fight in the UFC, but the people that they have beaten are not as good. So for me, I'm just I was on the fence, but now I have a really hard time making a prediction. I mean, Steve and I on our show, prior to like all of you guys being part of Coffee N KOs, have been high on Charles Oliveira and have said we think Charles Oliveira will be the champ at the end of 2021. Just because I feel like he's entering his prime now, even though he's had all these fights, and every time he's gone out, he's looked better. He was started as just a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. Now his stand-up is so good. He's very, very talented on the feet. So I just think that that's one thing I take a lot of stock in, is the fact that every time he's come out, he's gotten better. That's super important when it comes to fighting. We talked about it in another video, just constantly getting better, evolving your game. And Charles Oliveira has done that. So I feel like I want to lean towards Oliveira, but no way am I going to shit on Michael Chandler in the way that I did, because his power is insane. Like, he has one punch, sit you down power. He beat a guy already that is massive for the division. I mean, Dan Hooker, heads taller than almost anyone else in the division. So knocked him out. And, I'm not going to sit here and say he can't knock out Charles Oliveira.
Super dangerous. They both are. And Oliveira beat a good Kevin Lee, I think. I think that was a good version of Kevin Lee. And then he beat Tony Ferguson, who I'm still not out on. I think I'm going to go on one more ride with Tony Ferguson. But he beat him. And then you look at Chandler, like you said, Hooker, pretty good last outings. And it's deserving of – it got them the title shot. Whether it's deserving or not, it got them the title shot. And so that's what we're looking at. No early prediction for me. I know we'll break it down a lot more as it gets closer, but this was one of the big ones that I was ecstatic about when it first was announced. And I know that Gaethje's the odd man out. I told you I would have liked to see Chandler versus Gaethje. I think that would have just been so much fun for the fans, and just stylistically would have been fantastic. But so is this one. I'm glad Oliveira got the title shot.
So Charles Oliveira, his losses, and one, he's fought Nick Lentz just a bunch of times. I have no idea why. Lost to Jim Miller, lost to Donald Cerrone, lost to Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar, Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis, Ricardo Lamas, Paul Felder. I mean, those nasty, nasty opponents. He has beaten Nick Lentz, Jeremy Stevens, Will Brooks, Clay Guida, Jim Miller, David Tamer, Nick Lentz, Jared Gordon, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson. And then on this win streak that he's on, submission guillotine, submission rear naked choke, submission rear naked choke, submission anaconda choke, TKO, KO, submission guillotine, decision, Tony Ferguson. I mean, just absolutely deadly.
Should have submitted Tony too. Anyone else is tapping.
Yeah, if it's not Tony Ferguson, who has just crazy dexterity, anyone else is tapping. I was tapping for Tony Ferguson. I did not want to see his arm get broken in half, which I thought for sure it was going to happen.
We can just chalk that up as a finish for Oliveira, yeah. I think. He dominated.
I mean, and he beat the absolute piss out of Tony Ferguson. Like, Tony Ferguson hasn't looked great, but Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje are, that division is just insane. Like, we say it all the time. There just needs to be a whole UFC card, just lightweights.
Lightweight tournament. 1 through 15. 1 through 14. Got to be even here.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, so there you guys have it. You got Chandler, Oliveira for the belt. It's going to be a great fight. Lots to come in that lightweight division. We might see the belt change hands, often, frequent in that division with Khabib gone. I don't think there's anyone in that division that is going to run through every single person like Khabib did. So it's going to be an interesting future for the lightweight division.
I miss Khabib already.
Yeah, listen, I say it all the time. Retirements in the UFC are like soap operas. They die, they retire, and then they come back. They always end up coming back. If there is something that intrigues him enough, he could come back for that. I think that if he comes back, it'll only be for 30-0, and that is it. And it might not be in a year. It might not be 2 years. I don't know when it'll be, but I think he will eventually come back just so he can try for 30-0.
It's on the rest of the guys to make the case, and I like it.
Yes.
Put it on them. It's not on you, Khabib. Put it on these guys.
We have
Put it on
we
a show.
have we have at least a decade, because Khabib is only 30, 31, right? We have at least a decade of people calling for Khabib. At least. It's going to be the next 10 years of people just calling out Khabib. People are still calling out GSP, bro.
It's true.
I'm telling you, when someone retires young like that, they could be getting called out for the next 10 years till he's 41 years old. That's just the way it's going to go.
Happy retirement, Khabib. Your belt's up for grabs. Let's put on a show. I think it will be a show.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone, another instant reaction up and finished. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. Go check us out, all podcasting platforms. Give us a 5-star on Apple Podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Coffee N KOs 1. And that's going to do it. We'll see you next time.